Oh, we are live. We are on the air. This is a Four by the World podcast. I'm your host, Moderator Famous, and I got one of my guys, Big Straw, probably the best goatee in TV right now. The best goatee in television going on right now. Tonight's show might create a list, but then talk about he might not be here.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna make it do what it do. NBA free agency, the awards. He has the winners because he calculated the votes. So
Mm,
might since strong, and we're probably gonna start with baseball, then move on to basketball and the Olympic team.
okay.
We definitely gonna talk about the Olympic team, but you know how we do. We're gonna have to make sure I save this. Um, what I got to do now, Straw?
Hit the music.
Let go.
Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, boys, yeah. Hold on, we them boys. Hold on, we them boys.
And of course, we're the Four Valley Boys podcast. We have a plethora of sponsors. We're on Sundays and Wednesdays, but we have not been going on Sundays because of life and
Yeah.
award shows have been been blocking it. So we didn't want to interrupt you watching some of these award shows. I haven't been watching them, so it don't matter. But we want to make sure that you guys have opportunity to watch that, and we don't want to compete with anything like that.
Oh, no.
Uh,
Not to mention Olympic trials on for different sports, Olympic trials. So, yeah, we don't want to get in that.
yeah, I feel bad for Luca. At least he could rest. At least he could rest now. Like they said in Adventures in the Game.
Yeah.
You can rest now, Tony. You can rest. You can rest now. Crazy straws. You crazy? You got some straws? Holla at my boy Straw. He got them on sale. Buy
Yeah,
two.
we got them. We got them. It's about that time of year, summertime. Everybody want to have a nice straw and a drink at the cookout, at the picnic, wherever you need. I got you. Crazy straws. We got you.
Just for men, as you can see, Straw does not use just for men. He let that gray beard come out, and it's immaculate. Probably the best gray goatee in television. So just make sure you if you do want that gray out, you better go to Walgreens, Walmart, aisle 7. Get your dark brown enhancements on there. Dax Wave and Guru Michael Atwater has had waves in his head since '94. He's bald headed and still have waves, so that lets you know Dax Wave and Guru still works 30 years later. It's in the little red jar. It's about $3.99 Dollar General. So get your jar. Arizona tea is 99 cents in Georgia in the big tall can, 89 cents in Florida. Drink the whole can, you'll be in a Wegovy in about 37 minutes.
I'm Wilford Brinley, and I have diabetes.
Diabetes. I went from Rumble. I have diabetes. I have diabetes. You don't want that. You don't want that. The Arizona T2. Facebook and YouTube, you follow us on those channels, of course, for Valley Boys. Then you can go buy a nice shirt, buyanice-shirt.com, where you will get all your Greek 9 or your HBCU paraphernalia. Got homecoming's doing start cranking up about October, November. So get your stuff. All right. Damon's podcast, chopping it up. D. Randall, he's been out dealing with some stuff. Keep him in the prayers. That's all we're gonna say. But still listen to his podcast. He has a Patreon page, which means Patreon him, which means give him some money. All right. And of course, the Hennessy and Coke, the dark liquors.
The
All
dark liquors, ginger ale, XO, the dark liquors. Yeah.
So I know we say Mike and they're gonna be a little bit late. I'm gonna talk about it baseball. I know me and you I love baseball. And we don't talk about a lot of unless it's on Sundays. What the hell wrong with the Yankees?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good question, man. They can't get nothing to go right over there in the Bronx. I don't know what's going on with them cats, man. We this far into the season. I mean, we ain't at the we almost at we at the break. We almost at the break, ain't we?
Break starts on Sunday night after the last
Yeah,
game.
so yeah, you better fix this, turn this thing around if you even want a shot. Boy, have mercy.
I think they are 6-17 in the last 23 games, something like that. Pitching has been atrocious. Uh, Reggie, what you talking about? We can't be serious. We got Horatio Major hopping on. What they do?
What's happening, fellas?
Big shot.
Strong. What's happening?
That goatee.
Y'all boy good?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I see him. I see him. He like a silverback. I see him. Hey, I log on. I see MLB check-in. I'm about to go to commercial.
Yeah, we're just doing it real quick before everybody start hopping on. I know a lot of us, me and Straw just follow baseball a lot too. My main question: what the hell wrong with the Yankees? They 17 in the last 23 games, and right now they look like they're in a free fall. And Aaron Boone's probably lose a job. So
Really? Oh man.
think about it.
It's baseball season.
What season is it for you, Shot? Football recruit season.
Yeah, it's fantasy football training camp.
Oh yeah, I gotta get my league ready. I gotta get our league back up.
Oh yeah.
This is like when I go to Publix and just read all their magazines for free. Yeah. Baseball season, man. Listen here. If y'all offered me $1 million for every baseball player I can name, I would go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
And let me see if I can. Shoot, I ain't even got that name. What's my man? Yeah, bro, I can't name one. Oh my God.
Giancarlo Stanton, who played for the Marlins. You can't name him?
Juan Carlos Stanton. What's the other dude? Miguel somebody. That ended up going to Detroit.
It's about Cabrera, the one that retired last year. He retired
Shoot, he retired. See, I'm done.
What about Mike Trout? You can't even name Mike Trout. One of the most unique names in all of baseball, Mike Trout.
Yeah, I would love to go on a boat and catch some of them.
Shohei Ohtani. That's bad. You know, he can't even name Shohei Ohtani, probably the biggest baseball player right now.
Yeah, all the money. Show me the money, Mr. Jerry Maguire. Show me the money.
I remember we were talking about one of the baseball players that the whole country celebrated when he got paid. But like I said, I would still have to go to work tomorrow because I can't name one. I can't. Juan Carlo, he got to be on his way. I was about to say Dontrell Willis, but I know that ain't true.
God, he worked for the MLB Network.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, I think
with them two front teams?
Dontrell Willis, a blast from the past, boy.
Well, that boy has some Mr. Ed front teeth. He on TV? He should be on radio.
He not a bad at Pedro that Jericho.
Oh man, I gotta turn on the TV, man. I've never been to a Marlins game, not one, or in the stadium. That is, not one. I've never been to a Marlins game. It's just, and they give out hella incentives. They do like come see a game and they give you money, like free food and stuff, just to get people to come to the game. Anyway.
Oh, that's our baseball segment. I think that was enough. I think I even had enough. I had enough. That's bad. Even though baseball a lot more fun. Elliot De La Cruz. I mean, he's making the Steelers stolen base sexy again. So, but that's enough baseball. We might bring it up when the World Series hit. But I want to
shout out to Ricky Henderson for the stolen base leader. I know the history of baseball. I just don't know. I know the history of baseball.
Willie Mays just passed a couple weeks ago, so yeah. Okay. Oh Lord, it's like bad over here. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and jump into NBA news. I want to talk about the Olympics and then hit free agency. Kawhi Leonard has pulled out of the Olympics. They're playing a friendly tonight against Canada. They should get blasted. I mean, are we shocked that Kawhi pulled out? But the Clippers said it is in his best interest that not play. Plus, his knee was swelling up again, so that's gonna be an arthritic knee. And they just signed him to a 3-year, $150 million contract back in January. This is not expected. We were just waiting for the win. Derek White has replaced Kawhi Leonard on the Olympic team. I'm trying to figure out why Jaylen Brown is not on the Olympic team because he was the Finals MVP. He is the second highest paid player in basketball. He is probably the premier two-way player. I'm gonna start with Straw and then go to Shot.
Man, that's crazy, man. I'm not surprised, Mr. Load Management. I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Kawhi. Kawhi, barely plays a regular season. We're asking him to play extra for his country in the Olympics. I'm not surprised. I am surprised Derek White made the team and not somebody like a Jaylen Brown to replace him body for body. So that's very baffling. Yeah, it's gonna be a decent game tonight. I'm going to see if I can find it. What is it? 10:30 tonight, 10:30 Eastern
Yeah.
on Peacock. Peacock, I think.
I thought Peacock or FS1, one of the two. I can't remember which one. But we're not surprised by that. So you already gave your thoughts. Shot, what's your thoughts on the Kawhi pulling out? I mean, withdrawing. Let me see. Remember to change the word. Withdrawing from the Olympics, and then Derek White going instead of Jaylen Brown.
So a couple of thoughts on that. One, I can understand that. Like, he wasn't available toward the end of the year in the playoffs. I'm sure some critics would have been skeptical to see him go full speed in the Olympics. I'm sure they would have been like, well, where was that Kawhi in the playoffs when the Clippers needed him? So from a PR standpoint, even if he is ready, I can understand him not doing it. And then I'm going to defend Kawhi. I think because Kawhi is so quiet, and he's with New Balance, who nobody really cares what New Balance athletes said. But Kawhi could really be having like some degenerative, I said that on the first take, degenerative knee issues to the point where his career could be in danger. We're just looking at it like it's low management, but I don't think Kawhi is the type of player that just don't want to play, because he's actually one of the best to do it when he playing. We talking about premier two-way players. That was Kawhi Leonard for a long time. I mean, if you go to people like Gilbert Arenas and Paul George and all them guys' podcasts, they'll tell you the respect they got for Kawhi Leonard and his game and how effortlessly he get buckets as well as locking you down. So for him to not be playing, I think, if we step back for a minute, I think Kawhi may have some real issues that, going forward with his knee that he's probably just not talking about. And as far as Derek White goes, that's probably just a matter of who hadn't booked a trip for vacation yet. Jaylen Brown's got other stuff to do. Derek White say, I'm available. I come. Everybody else probably has something to do.
I'm the pappy.
Yeah, I would think I'm the better pappy. Yeah, I'm available. The Olympics. Hell, I never thought I was gonna be an Olympian. What?
First one answer the phone. Hello. Yeah, I come.
My bad, Pat.
Yeah, he's working at the airport right now trying to figure out what happened to Derek. They was on their way to the south of France. He got the car and just went into the other terminal. She don't even know where he at.
with the baby, with the 2-year-old baby.
She talking about Derek. He like, oh baby, I'm at practice. Like, Derek White, an Olympian? That don't even sound right. Like, so he answered the phone. Jaylen Brown in Harvard somewhere working on his dissertation.
Probably so. I want to tie in. I want to tie in what you said about the knee injuries. The knee injuries, folks forgot. If you want to go to the reason of the knee injuries, when he tore his quad the year before he got traded.
Okay.
Same knee. So he missed 74 games that season, and I think he got some bad medical, I guess, service from San Antonio's medical staff. He got traded to was traded to
Toronto.
Toronto, played 62 games, won a championship. They low managed him the whole season. They knew like this is our best bet. They won a chip. Went to the Clippers the next year. Played a lot of games. And then after that, the next year, I think like you said, it became arthritic. So when you pull a quad, a tear quad like that, all that I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm assuming that that's connected to your knees, which is connected to your MCL, patella, ACL, all that stuff. If I'm somebody that's a doctor or knows a doctor that's familiar with it or a nurse, let me know if I'm close. All that stuff connected, and that's the same. I think it's the same knee, same leg. So Stephen A made a big deal of him as the worst superstar ever in history. Well, Kawhi's quiet. You know why Kawhi's quiet? Because Kawhi witnessed his I believe his sister murdered her dad or something, murdered their dad if I remember correctly, or dad murdered his sister, one of the two. So he's seen that. So of course he's gonna be no question, not really talk. So he doesn't say anything. But I want to see what he's gonna do with the Olympic competition. I want to go see what they're gonna do with Canada because that's to me that's the Americans' worst, the best threat to not medal is Canada. They because they got guards, they got Edie. I think Canada they beat the hell out of the U.S. last year in the bronze medal game in the World Cup.
I'll just add this again about Kawhi. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you don't. You go ahead.
I'm just to reiterate that you can't find too many, if any. I mean, Stephen A. says he's the first GPA coming out of medical school. Doctor.
That's all that matters. Doctor.
So he is of superstar status, but you can't find too many players that's gonna say anything bad about Kawhi. I mean, when you listen, and that's probably why I don't feel so. I feel bad about the knee injury because when I listen to people talk about Kawhi, all they talk about is him being a dog. Like Kawhi ain't nobody to be messed with. So when I hear about him load management, it's like a lot of the NBA guys will agree. I take Kawhi at 50 games and most people at 82. Because he's that guy when he's on the court. So I just hope he get better for next year. It don't really matter because Paul George gone, but I hope he get better for next year.
Yeah, I think he's going to play 50. I think he's going to do 50. Don't worry about making an All NBA team. You got the money. It's probably going to be your last big contract for the next 3 years. I would say just go ahead and play 50, 55. Manage no more than 30 minutes a game. Let me do my Keyshawn Johnson voice. Come on, he need to do about 50, 55 games. No more than 30 minutes. Do about 23 points a game. So I think, like I said, I like Kawhi. I hate it's just a bad injury, and I think that quad started his knee injuries. I really do. Tore that quad off. I don't think it was I'm gonna look at the injury in a second. Tore that quad off the bone. But besides Canada, guys, go ahead.
No, I'm about to say, think about what kind of person he has to be for the Clippers to still want to sign him.
Yep.
Because nobody would touch him. You know what I'm saying? Like you could easily let Kawhi go. A lot of teams would. I don't even know. I can't. But for them to still get him that money, they must really, really think he's a dynamic player, and the league thinks that, and he must be a good guy. Because you could just get rid of him. And I mean, like trading for pennies on the dollar. Hell, they might as well, because he ain't gonna get you for pennies on the dollar with his playing time anyway. I'm surprised the Clippers ain't just trading. Unless he has a no. Anyway, we've been on it for a while. My bad, Fade.
No, he didn't have a no trade clause. He didn't have a no trade clause. So there's only like a couple. I think Bradley Beal was the only player in the league last year to have a no trade clause. Then LeBron has got on his own 1-1 he just signed. Bradley Beal waived it to go to Phoenix, and that was an utter clusterfuck. So I'm trying to look up. I think it's the right quad. I think his right knee was the one. Right knee was the one he tore in 2021. So I'm trying to make sure I got the information. Yeah, he missed the first 27 games of the 2017-18 season with a right quad injury, making his debut in December 12th. He appeared in 9 games between then and was back out again for the same injury. And he also had a torn left shoulder, partially
Mm.
torn left shoulder. So, and remember, this injury was after he Zaza Pachulia stepped on his ankle on the jump shot against Golden State in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Well, that year, I think San Antonio had a good chance of beating that Golden State team because I think they were close. They were neck and neck that year. Golden State won, I think, that home court by 2 games, and I think they won 67 games, and the Spurs won 64. So those two teams were neck and neck, and I think San Antonio had a chance because at the beginning of the season they beat Golden State by 20 on opening night. So I think that team had a chance, but when he sprained that ankle, then tore the quad, then he had a partially torn shoulder. That was a wrap for a season. So, but like I say, just bad luck. Great player, just bad luck. And if you look at tragic stories, look at Tracy McGrady,
Mm-hmm.
Penny Hardaway. You know what I mean?
His injuries
That
is mounting
tragic.
up. And,
Ring.
These got 2 rings. Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
got 2.
he probably the best one out of all of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, was able to scratch out 2 rings, and the injuries just started mounting up. You know, those other cats we talked about, I mean, Penny didn't even have an opportunity. The last team Penny played for, I think he ended up getting cut by the doggone Miami Heat in preseason.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and McGrady, you know, he tried and tried, but he never could do anything.
Plus, he picked up some weight too in the last couple of years. He picked up some weight.
That didn't help.
He kind of looked like Ken Griffey a little bit now. So, Ken Griffey got puffy. And another player, like Mari Stoudemire, the microfractures and microfracture surgery too. So that's another tragedy. Shot be back with us in just moments. Connection was bad. I was watching something on TikTok a couple weeks ago. They said the big 3. I'm waiting, trying to wait for a shot to come back in. But the big 3 were originally supposed to go to New York to get a fresh start. You know who fucked it up?
Stoudemire?
No, yeah, when the Knicks fucked it up by signing Stoudemire because that was part of the plan. They weren't supposed to sign Stoudemire.
I guess at that time he was kind of too good to pass up. At that time, he was doing. I think he just leave Phoenix, and he was playing well in Phoenix.
Yeah, I think they got eliminated in like the second round of the playoffs that year because that was 2010 when they signed him.
Yeah,
but yeah, that wasn't yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could. I mean, if that's what it was supposed to be, but I mean, they messed that up. I guess they wanted. And I mean, wasn't Melo? Melo was still in New York, right?
Melo was in Denver.
Oh, okay. That was before. Then they tried to put Melo with Stoudemire to make their own big 3, and it never panned out the same.
Yeah, Mike Woodson as a coach. So I mean, you didn't have Mike. That wasn't Mike Woodson. He came after. It was D'Antoni.
Okay.
Melo, if Melo wouldn't have signed that 5-year deal and did a 3-and-1, he would have had the same timeline as Wade, Bosh, and Braun.
Yeah.
Because I think at the Olympics in 2008, they would say they figure out what we're gonna do. So they said I think it's a 2-and-1 or 3-and-1, so that way they get enter free agency together in 2010. Melo said, "No, I can't leave this money on the table like this," which I can't blame him. But at the same time, imagine with Bosh, Anthony, Braun, and Wade.
That would have been the killer. That would have set the precedent. That would have set the precedent for any team, anybody. They're all basically in the same draft class, and they would have been. That would have been the epitome of any super team because people were getting mad that Wade, LeBron, and Bosh were on the same team, and you add Melo. Oh my goodness.
Let me ask this too. A lot of folks blame LeBron and Wade for their big 3 when they formed in 2010. let me say this: if you're a free agent, you're what? Free.
You free to do what you want to do. I'm just saying. I mean, okay. I think the main thing with LeBron was the fact that the way it was done, all the secrecy, all of this, all of that, and then the way it was done. Nobody else has made a free agent announcement on TV.
That ESPN fault right there. ESPN made the big deal in that.
Them and Jim Gray, and they decided to do that. That was too much of a spectacle. It didn't have to be like. It didn't have to be like that.
I think they did it because he was the best player in the league, and this is a big deal because it's probably one of the greatest free agency classes we've seen ever. All these players come out at the same time, player empowerment. Yeah. If we look at it, Shot is at the house. Shot, I want to get your thoughts on this. I watched something on TikTok a couple weeks ago where they had where Wade, Bosh, and Braun were actually supposed to sign with the Knicks in 2010, but the Knicks fucked it up by signing Amari Stoudemire.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Okay, remember when LeBron and Bosh came to Miami in 2010? They all said they originally supposed to go to New York. They agreed on New York, but New York before LeBron them signed, they went out and got Stoudemire, and that's like, no, why the fuck we going to play Stoudemire? I think that's Stoudemire after knee surgeries, after the microfracture surgeries. But they said they want a fresh start in a whole nother city, so they wanted to go to New York.
I've heard that. I just don't know how legit that was. Because I don't see if you look at the story, I don't see how you all agreed to go to New York, but pivoted real quick to come to Miami, where Dwayne Wade, Dwayne never gave any indications that he was leaving the Heat. Now, he did his due diligence as far as he took meetings, don't get me wrong, but I remember that's 2010. Hey, wait a minute, today's the anniversary, ain't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, the day's the decision. 2010, January 10th. July 10th. But as a Heat person, we were cautious, but we weren't really thinking that Dwayne was trying to leave. We was more interested in who was coming, not Dwayne leaving.
Yeah, and then I think the next domino that fell was Bosh coming. Bosh came next. I remember them asking him on ESPN, what do you think LeBron is going to do? He told LeBron, he said, good luck in your, he said something to this effect. Good luck in your free agent decision. Make the best decision for you. And here's this gesture right here. Like that. And it's like, what you know?
Well, I can tell you when Bosh signed, I remember Dwayne Wade said something about Wade County. He says, well, for right now. And this was maybe 2-3 days before the decision. And I remember I was screaming, anybody that'll listen, I'm like, LeBron James is coming to Miami. And they was like, nah. And I'm like, bro, there's no reason for Dwayne Wade to say Wade County, at least for right now. There's no other player in the league at that time he would be saying, it's not going to be Wade County. So for me, and obviously it's easy for me to say this now, but I was definitely watching the decision because in my heart, I said LeBron James is coming to Miami only because of what I heard Dwayne Wade say. Because he said for right now, this Miami Wade County. He said, well, for right now, Wade County. And I text everybody, y'all heard what he said? Y'all heard what he said? Like, nah, LeBron coming. So
I think Stephen A leaked it before anything else after that. Stephen A might have leaked it earlier that week. And that's where you get it. He said, I know from a specific source, he said, I'm confident that Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and LeBron James will be teaming up in Miami. Nobody believed that. But he was the first to actually report it. It was on his radio show.
Yeah, but think about it though. If they signed Amari, which now you can say was a big deal, a huge mistake, that means nobody gave them any indications that they was coming to New York. Like y'all, how y'all gonna say we messed up when nobody, no agent, nobody said, hey, just hold tight. Just
Yeah,
hold tight.
that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what messed it up. That's what messed it up. Somebody got over aggressive, went on a sign Stoudemire, and that stopped their plan from possibly relocating. So I mean, that's we be talking about this in the same context we talk about these championships in Miami. We probably talking about at least one in New York. New York fans are hard.
I don't think they win any in New York, and I don't think they were going to New York. I really don't.
I agree with you. I agree with you because they were. I mean, the team as it was constructed was better for them. You had a great mix of youth and veterans, like your Jason Williams, your Shane Battier's. You had a real good group of veterans there. So I mean, I don't see them winning. It would have been different in New York.
And that's because of Pat Riley now. Like those people that whole Heat construction is 100% Pat Riley with Dwayne Wade doing the unthinkable in year 2 as far as taking a step back. Well, even in year 1 and giving his and giving up money for Udonis Haslem and convincing Wade and convincing Bosh and LeBron. So again, if he was going to New York, nobody told New York. Like that's what I'm saying. It's just easy to say that now, but nobody told New York, hey, I think y'all should chill for good reason. Can't tell you now, but I think you should chill. Like, come on, man. I just don't believe that. And I'm curious as to who they were going to get, how they was going to fit people up under the cap. You know, who was going to take less money to come to Miami, stay in Miami. Nah, I think they might win one, but I don't see them winning any championship.
Should have had 3, but they got 2. The fourth year, their 4th year with the Spurs. The Spurs was on a revenge tour that year.
Mm-hmm. They were.
Plus the fact that when you look, I think they got rid of Mike Miller. They let Mike Miller go. Dwayne was hurt a lot. I think they let Chris Anderson, Birdman go. And so, I mean, I just think they just Spurs wore their ass out in the finals. I mean, they made them work on every shot. They made that extra 2 passes and just couldn't catch up. Like game 4, I believe. I remember this. Just the Heat cut it down by 10. Then the Spurs came back and hit 2 more back-to-back threes and just broke their back that game. And they just like they're chasing. I mean, they literally were playing hot potato with the basketball and just killed them.
So if we're gonna talk about what LeBron did to the Warriors, can we talk about what Tim Duncan did to the Big 3? Tim Duncan broke up the Big 3.
He did. They were after that revenge tour, but I mean, okay, so they talk about a revenge tour. They called a shot. San Antonio, and everybody knew it. Everybody that went to that series knew what was going to happen. They hoped Miami would win. They hoped that they would come out and prove everybody wrong. But I think San Antonio had called their shot in the locker room and like, look, remember last year how bad it tasted? And how the refs kind of screwed us in one of those games? Nah, we ain't giving them a chance this time. Let's go.
What game they screwed them?
I forget which game. There was a bad call in the year before. I'm not sure which game it was. There was a really bad call, if I'm not mistaken. That kind of
because every game in that series was a blowout except for 1, 6, and 7. The Spurs won by 4. The Heat won by 19 in game 2. Game 3, the Spurs won by 20. Game 4, the Heat won, and then the Spurs won game 5. And of course, game 6 went to overtime, and then game 7, Heat won by 7, I believe.
I think that was a bad call in 6, and that forced overtime. If I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong, but I think there was.
That's the Ray Allen shot. That's the Ray Allen shot. That's the Ray Allen shot game.
Okay.
And if you disperse, you make your free throws, you win the game. It's just that simple. You make your free throws, you win. No matter what the bad calls. If you have bad calls, you make your free throws. Don't worry about the bad calls. Because Kawhi missed 2, Ginobili missed 2, and then Duncan missed the I know game 7. Duncan missed that layup. That's game 7. He missed the layup going down, and then LeBron came back and hit the 3 on the other end, pushed the lead to 4. But you gotta make your free throws though. We can blame the officials. I get it. Bad calls happen. But
I'm not blaming the officials. I just said I thought there was a questionable call. They could have, every game there's one call like a charge or a block that could go one way or another. And if it's depending on how crucial it is, it can swing momentum either way. So that was what I was saying.
Now you want a bad call, that NFC Championship game with the Saints versus the Rams. That's a bad call. They got robbed. they got robbed. The Cowboys against the Lions on New Year's Eve. The Lions got robbed.
How about the Steelers against the Lions on Thanksgiving Day with the coin toss?
Oh yeah, Jerome Bettis. Yeah, I remember that. I was at my grandmama's house Thanksgiving. I remember that 93, 94. I remember that.
Oh, that was bad. That was real bad.
But that's our trip down memory lane for the 10-year anniversary of the decision. He's taking us to South Beach. Mike still ain't on here. He's not gonna be here because he's probably at Whataburger.
You know him, don't you, Fabo? Don't you know him? Don't you?
Shot thinking like, goddamn. They Whataburgers. They bring Whataburgers. They didn't bring. I love Whataburger. But
man, Whataburger good, man. Whataburger good, man.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I like it. I
like Jack in the Box too, though. So I mean,
we don't have one down here in Columbus. We do not have a Jack in the Box down here in Columbus.
I know there's one in South Carolina, close to the border, and then they mainly West Coast restaurant. So,
bro, you in Columbus? I thought you was in like Indiana somewhere.
No, sir. Columbus, GA, baby.
Oh, okay.
Back in the GA.
Back in there.
Okay. All right.
All right. Last topic before we go. I want to touch on the NBA free agency. I know we didn't touch on it because we were off last week. Give me your biggest winner and biggest loser straw. Then we're going to go to shot.
Man, my biggest winner has got to be something we talked about. You put it in our group chat. Dallas Mavericks getting Klay Thompson. They got Klay Thompson. He took less money to come there to try to win. So, I mean, shoot. Biggest loser has to be the Grizzlies. I don't think they've signed too much of anything, if anything. So, and I mean, personally, the biggest one is the one everybody saw, and the biggest loser would have to be the team that I hold near to me. It's the Memphis Grizzlies.
What about your shot?
Oh, the biggest winner to me is the Philadelphia 76ers. They got swag. They got Paul Pierce. Like
Paul George.
Sorry, Paul George. Lord, don't nobody want Paul Pierce.
No.
Yeah,
not
they
even
got Paul George.
Not ESPN.
And then I'm going with Philly. I'm going with Philly on that. Just the fact, and then also I'm gonna go with the Celtics because they didn't lose anybody.
Mm-mm.
Good one. Defending champion stay whole. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, I'll watch out for the Knicks too. Getting Mikal Bridges, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. The Lakers are losers. They added LeBron James Jr. So
I got a funny picture based on our conversation we had when this happened on that second round draft night.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the conversation we had about if he takes a hard foul and things of that nature. I'm gonna put it in our group chat, but it is hilarious. It is just what you said, Shot. LeBron James being Goku, with Bronny being Gohan on his shoulder, and in the background you see the mama Chi Chi saying, "You better not let nothing happen to my son."
That's what I'm saying, man. Like that's just awkward.
And I don't think it's anything we didn't want him to come to the league. I think it's more thing he shouldn't have gone to the Lakers. It's awkward. It's very awkward.
That's what I say. That's what I say. We'll see though. We'll see.
I'm gonna give a sneaky winner. Of course, Philadelphia, Dallas. Until Luka plays defense and gets in shape, it's not going to matter. The Celtics, I think the Celtics are going to take a slight step back this year because Porzingis is going to be out the first half of the year. He won't be back to January because he had knee surgery. He's out. He's out to December at the earliest. So.
Okay, Faye. Now you say take a slight step back. Now let's remember how many games that the Celtics played without him last year, and then when he did come back, he was ready. He came back right on time, and came back in the championship series. So I mean, I don't know. I think they stay pat. I don't think they take a step back. I mean, that's just
when I say slight step, I mean 59 games is when instead of winning 64.
Okay. That's a slight. That's a
slight. Yeah.
That's a slight step.
Yeah, Joe Mazzulla, he's already. I think about Joe Mazzulla's second year. His system works. What it was, they gave him confidence. They let him have the key because last year, the season before, he was interim. He didn't know he was going to have the job. We didn't know if Udoka was going to come back. My thing was when Udoka was suspended before the season started, you either suspend him and bring him back, or you flat out fire him. But that's a whole nother story for another day. They ended up firing him because they hired Mazzulla. Orlando had a sneaky offseason by signing KCP. They needed a 3-and-D guy. So I think that should put them at a 3 seed maybe. Lakers, of course, they couldn't sign anybody. That's the biggest loser. So the Lakers and Sacramento had a good move for DeMar to get back to California. Like Kendrick said, y'all didn't deserve him, but that's neither here. Are you my friend? Are you locked in? And also another biggest loser is TNT. After this year, after this is the last year of basketball in TNT. Then Charles Barkley say he's going to retire after this year. So the inside NBA guys, that's going to be it for him. Ernie Johnson's probably still tied to TNT as far as the NCAA March Madness and probably some baseball games. So he's still tied to TNT. Shaq and Kenny go be free agents. They might go to NBC with them, but TNT is the biggest loser too because they did not want to overbid for with Amazon. So and NBC, not Amazon, NBC. Trying to see, looking at the article now because they finalized that deal.
Are they going to use the old? Are they going to use the old theme music?
Oh, yeah, they're gonna bring it back. John Tesh was on Dan Le Batard a couple weeks ago and talked about it. They were already in the talk, so he want to tweak it just a little bit, but it's still gonna be the same foundational song with it.
Every Sunday, I didn't think about the NBA or NBC. I thought about, okay, there goes Jordan and them about to play and whoop somebody.
Right.
Yeah, that was it. That was it then. I mean, shoot. That was six out of 8 years. That when that music hit on a Sunday, the Bulls are playing somebody. Let's go watch.
Right,
looking at one last thing. Looking at this deal, NBC will air Sunday night games after NFL season has ended. So you're looking at about February to April. They're going to air some games on Tuesdays. Their games on Tuesday night throughout the regular season, and they have a Monday package on Peacock. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then ESPN Wednesday and Friday. Thursday, I think Amazon's going to have Amazon going to have games on Thursday after the NFL package is over, and then they'll have nights on Friday and Saturday nights as well too. So it's going to be different. So if you're not Amazon Prime Video, if you got Prime, you get Prime Video for free. It was not really free, but you get it included on your Prime membership. Peacock is $5 a month, so it's not that bad. But it's gonna be an end of era basketball on TNT, almost 30 years. So that's gonna suck. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
We try this. Maybe Mike will be back. Maybe Mike will be back next week. But we'll see y'all next week, guys. We'll holler.
Be safe, be blessed, be kind, be good.
Hey, y'all boys be good.